Kids and cadets, good morning. Happy morning to you. I'm out here with my 1948 Ford, having a little liquid motivation. Early Saturday morning. Oh, that was good. So, this happens to be a Hyper Crap, and it is a 2019 gentleman messaged me this week on a mower. He said, "Oh, my mower won't turn over." He was messaging me on a cheap 120 standard pusher. So I said, "Send me a picture of it." And he sent me this picture of this fine looking machine. I thought, geez, that's kind of new. Looks in good condition. It's complete. Why isn't this thing turning over for this gentleman? So he happened to drop it off. I was out doing other productive things and came home and looked this thing over to figure out what the issue was or is. So I did just that. I pulled it over. Seems to be locked up. Second thing I did was check oil. And barely touching the dipstick here. So we got a little here on the back side, but you see it's low. So I said, oh, he ran it without oil and it locked up. So let me put this dipstick back in because we're going to turn this over. But I guess it doesn't really matter. Okay, there we go. So what I did is turned it over, carburetor on the high side, and we're going to do the opposite here because when I did, I kind of looked down at the ground and there was a huge pile of oil, and I said, well, where the hell did that oil come from? I'm doing everything by the book. I'm lifting it by the carburetor side. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh boy. What's that? Looks like a connecting rod. I see the half moon shape there, so it went through the block. So all the little bit of oil that was left in here poured out onto the ground. So this guy didn't know anything. He didn't know that he had a big hole in the block. All he knew was this. So let's turn it over. We're going to turn it over this side high. So that's catastrophic damage right there. And you'll see why. So this was a combination thing. I don't think a lot of oil poured out of this hole in the block because it's relatively dry here. There'd be more oil pooled up here than there is. This was probably from me turning it on its side this week. So have not seen one go through the block in a long time, and this thing is jammed up. Of course it is. The connecting rods through the block. I won't be able to turn the crankshaft. So several things here. It hit with such force, it spun it off of the two knobbies. Those two knobs help the bow tie secure the blade. So we're going to discuss this monster mash in a second, but back to this one. Catastrophic strike, spun it off of here, through the connecting rod. So this guy was clueless. or he knew what was going on and wanted me to rectify it. I'm not sure. But if he hit something this solid, I'm sure the first thing he would have done was turn the machine over and look underneath. If the engine comes to a complete stop, he goes to restart it, and this thing is not budging. I'm putting some weight on this, and the only thing I'm doing is spinning the blade past the adapter. Oh, there we go. We are spinning it because there's nothing holding the connecting rod. So basically this thing is toast. So I messaged him. I says, hey, you hit a rock or something. And he pretended he didn't know what was going on. I don't know, maybe he's a dope. I don't know. He could be Harvey the homeowner, or really that clueless. Anything's possible. So he says, do you think it can be fixed? And I said, well, this engine's shot. I have some used engines I could put it on it. And luckily it's a short shaft. I've got a bunch of these in stock for used engines. The long shafts are the ones that I have trouble finding. So I think we can do something with this. It's a no-name Briggs. I don't know what it came off of. It's got the straight pawl recoil, which I don't care about. I'm going to use it. So I'm going to clean this all up, degrease this next, paint it up, clean the carburetor, and put that used engine with another 20-inch bow tie just to fix my new blade to this, and we'll be good to go. Kind of looked at the 3 bolts, and there's no cracks or strip threads, so I can reuse this without any doctoring. So that's that one. I'm going to help the guy out put this back together. Girl messaged me this week. We're low on inventory, by the way. We'll discuss that in a minute. She said, I'm looking for a Toro, and usually people don't call out the brand they want, so somebody must have told her to get a Toro. And I said, I don't have any at the moment, but I got one I can fix pretty quick. Message me in a few days. So I went through this one, cleaned the carb, started up, noticed it was hard to push. This wheel here I was able to grease up, but this one here gave me an issue. This is the wheel that came off of it. What happened is the axle and the bushing came right out of the center of the wheel, so I can't use this. This side of the bushing is free and clear. I've let this soak in apple cider vinegar trying to break this free, and this is all locked up. So I can't reuse this wheel. I just went to my junkyard, found this one that'll be acceptable. I will bleach this up. Teeth are all here and not worn down. Metal bushing is still in place. And I've got the axle to rectify this thing with. So that project's coming along. She messaged me twice, wanted to know how it was coming. I'll bleach that wheel out so it matches. And so she asked me twice, does it have any minor issues? Does it have any minor issues? So I says, no, I went through it all. It runs and moves, which it will when I finish this wheel. So I don't know what her concern with minor issues is. So 150 on this. She didn't need a bag, so that'll be a good one. I'm down to 2 units. I've had a lot of messages this week for mowers, and I'm down to these 160 and 180. This Crafty's got a bag, so I'm kind of behind on my fixing. I've got, like I said, people want mowers. I just don't have the inventory to supply them, which is kind of aggravating. I want to be able to sell as many as possible, and I just don't have them ready to go right now, so that's a stinker. I'm going to try to fix a couple today. Got a guy coming out in an hour. He's bringing me a Toro that needs the drive cable. I said I have a lot of those in stock. He wanted to try to get the machine back today, and I said I generally can do that. I have a lot of cables. I said if worse comes to worse, I'll grab a used cable off another machine and put that on. You see, going out of town, he wanted to try to get it back today, so I said that's fine. So that's the update at Tommy Time. Appreciate you coming out. Have a good day. Fix some junk. Tip your waitress and wait staff. I'll throw another one at you tomorrow. This is just my Saturday update. Things are going well. Extremely busy. Hopefully I can knock out some of these projects and fix some double turds along the way. Have a good day today.